My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I'm terribly sorry. Once again, this is a pre-record. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. I'm a rabbi, which, well, kind of a defrocked one, but I am nonetheless. Well, yeah, I think defrocked is a fair term. But on Friday night, the Orthodox Jewish people, such as myself, we start Sabbath, and so by the time this goes out, I think Sabbath will just be starting, and certainly by the time it finishes, 100%, I wouldn't be able to do it, but you know, I like to try and keep content rolling. I have been sick. I am getting a lot better. Boy, am I getting a lot better. Thank God for that. So I doubt I'll be streaming or putting anything out on Saturday, but Sunday, join me back here, and much, what's the word I'm looking for? Frivolity will ensue. One can only hope, unless I'm more sick. You know, it's really weird. This has been a genuine health crisis, emergency for me, which I managed to stay out of the way of doctors and hospitals for, because I don't like those people. Anyway, the recovery's been weird, right? Recovery's been genuinely weird. Like on Wednesday, I felt like I was pretty much back together again. Then on Thursday, I just had no energy, right? Couldn't do anything. Well, I did a stream on Thursday, but other than that, I really couldn't do much. I was just completely wiped out. So I'm assuming I'm going to be better, you know, be okay to stream on Sunday. I think I will. Whatever happens, baby, like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're on Rumble. If you're on Rumble, head over to Rumble. Oh, actually, something I probably will be putting out tomorrow. Something I've been very lax on, because, again, I've been sick. I've been doing, where is it? A AI voice, oh yeah, an AI clone of Colin Baker reading Millennial Rights, this incredibly good book by Clayton Hickman. Here we go. And I finished doing the second chapter, right? So we're going to start putting that, I think, Saturday night. We'll put that out Saturday night. That sounds like a good plan. Also, I've got my own original fiction I'm going to be wheeling out again as well. That's basically what I did when I wasn't able to stream, right? That was what I worked on. So hopefully we're going to get that out on Saturday. That is the plan. Who knows? Or dares to dream. As I said, like, share, subscribe. If you want to be super nice to me, head over to Rumble. Rumble isn't the place to be for me, baby. Rumble looks after me. Rumble gives me a lot more views, a lot more subscribers, even though I got a smaller channel on Rumble. So Rumble really helps me out. And I also have to tell you, I've really noticed the quality of content on Rumble really improving. Like when I say improving, much more so than YouTube. YouTube, you know, they let you speak, you know, begrudgingly. YouTube is basically there to prop up propaganda that, you know, or things that YouTube believes. YouTube believes that, you know, men can have babies and women have penises. And of course, YouTube, I'm not going to argue with you, baby. That's what you say. That's what you say, right? So good for you, YouTube. But on Rumble, you can talk a little bit more freely. Although, weirdly, YouTube did change the rule that you weren't allowed to say you didn't trust the results of a presidential election. I changed that about a month ago because they look even with all this crazy legal desecration of the American legal system to come after Donald Trump. So like, again, there's with a. Who was it? Jack Puzabek called it a triple level, not a double level of justice, a triple level. You got the regular people, you and me, right? You and me, if we, you know, smoke crack and throw a gun out in a dumpster and lie on a form about it to the ATF, yeah, throw out the gun next to a school, we're probably going to jail, right? We're probably going to go to jail. That's the first level of justice you have. The second level of justice is if you happen to be one of the elites, like Hunter Biden, who did all those things. No, none that happened. In fact, last night he was at a big swanky state dinner for the, I think, Polish Prime Minister. The Indian Prime Minister. I don't know, right? I don't know. But basically, it's just Hunger Games. And, God, I can't imagine how much they must be laughing at the people who swallow it. Saying, oh, no, completely legitimate. I can't imagine how much they're pissing themselves, but I guess they are. So you have the second level, and then you got the third level, the people who aren't so on board for people like Black Blackwood, yeah, Blackwood, Lockheed, all these massive corporations that own everything, sucking all the money out of us and then buying off politicians cheaply. There was a big expose about that the other day. I can't imagine. And so anybody who opposes that, be Trump, Julian Assange, any of those people, right, who have been demonized beyond belief, a whole nother level of justice where whatever they could do to get you, oh boy, that's exactly what they're going to do, right? That's exactly what they're going to do. But, look, I'm a crazy religious fundamentalist. I am. I really am. And I try and be a normal person, but I am. So I just look at the way the directions go. It's called the muzzle. You Jews say, muzzle tov, yeah! I mean, it's like good luck. But this muzzle's more like the direction of the... where luck is being directed, and I believe God, allows one to have good luck and bad luck. Do you remember that Red Wolf episode where they get the good luck viruses? I've always wanted to have that. I love that episode. Anyway, so the I think the muzzle was totally with the deep state, shall we say, during 2020. But I see that muzzle, that luck, that grace turning around. And so that's why I don't think any of these plans are going to work. I have no idea how we got onto this, right? You know how we got onto this? Because everything's freaking political nowadays, and it makes me sick, right? Oh, God, Star Trek, Brave New Worlds, Strange New Worlds, such crap, because it's gone headlong into this, gone headlong into politics, very, very crudely. Oh, such a shame, right? Such a shame. And if our entertainment could just stay out of that, that'd be great. But the reason our entertainment can't stay out of that is because everybody making entertainment is insane. They've been driven crazy, and they've been driven crazy. Why? Because they were wrong. And they hate being wrong. And the more we go forward in time, the more wrong they appear to be, right? And I think that's why we're getting more doubling down. But at the same time, we have more things just completely breaking apart. I don't see... and Disney's in real trouble. We're going to be talking about that in a minute. Disney's in real trouble. I don't know if what that's going to happen to Doctor Who, right? I mean, if Disney goes down and gets broken up, Doctor Who may just go... down that financial vortex. I don't know, right? Nobody really knows what's going to happen. But we're talking about in this video. But we have very, very contradictory messaging. We have Rusty Davies saying, "Oh, how marvelous, fantastic! Oh, there's a drag queen. I just lost a condom up my ass. What's that, Russell? Oh, nothing. Everything's marvelous. Really? What?" And so you have that going on, and then we have, I think, the first face of this new era of Doctor Who was Suze Kempner, who is, I would say, a low talent political bigot that just hates anybody not like them, right? And I guess it just, I don't know why this is the face of Doctor Who right now, but boy, it's not helping things out. Basically, when she came on the scene, they put out an awful trailer, right? And people were like, "Well, this trailer's awful." She said, "Oh, you hate lesbian and gay people." Like, what? No, you're just shit. That's what it does. I didn't even say you were shit. This was shit. And then she turned out to be shit when she just went completely crazy. So we're going to be reading her interview, which is, it's insane, right? It's a detached from reality in a way that I don't think one can really truly comprehend, right? And juxtaposing with Rusty Davies' column, you work out what's going on, because I bloody can't. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are fantastic. Fine. Let's have a look. We'll go over here and doink. There you go. So here's the thing, Sue's Doctor Who magazine. This should have been, I believe, a Doomsday cover, but she's the anti-Viagra for sales. I think this really genuinely hurt the sales, right? So I think they wanted to hide her as much as humanly possible, which is... So they went for this Christopher Eccleston cover, which I'm always happy to see, right? I'm always happy to see. But here, can I show you the full cover? Page overview, go over here. So that's the one where it's wrapped up here. You can see it's turned on its side. But Susan's like over in the corner there, right? Why do you think that is, darling? Because you're so super popular? No, because you are a disaster, right? An absolute disaster. And listen, you have to really point at Rusty Davies. Say, mate, you let this disaster happen. And frankly, I don't know what's going to be with Doctor Who, right? Because Russell's really into normalize. Like Russell likes sex, right? Russell likes getting laid a lot, which I understand. That who doesn't? But you know, I think that has clouded his judgment somewhat, right? And that's why I think. You know, the column a few months ago was talking about, it was when Jinx Monsoon was just announced, and he's talking about how great drag queens were because they found glitter spray for somebody, and he remembered having meaningless sex with one in a gay club while shooting the 2005 era of 2005 season of Doctor Who. Mate, again, God bless you, and you know, having that kind of sex life, I'm sure sounds fun, right? I'm sure it sounds fun. I don't think it brings happiness, and I really don't. I was talking to my wife about this llast night, right? Because we're talking about the whole grooming thing. Like, I think there's a real push in the LGBTQIA plus world to normalize adult sexuality with children, right? I see that going on a lot, especially during the Pride months, because I also see a massive pushback going on against it as well, which they're like, oh, we're under attack, drag is under attack. No, drag is not under attack, and kids are under attack, and we're like, back off, right? But, you know, I have to say, I think, you know, I look back at time, and this is a bizarre statement. Is the world... Is there more happiness in the world because sex outside of marriage is morally okay? Which and that swing happened in the 60s, 70s, right? Are we happier because of that? Right? Are we happy because of that? There was this when I was sick, right? I was off. I was following you know, going over YouTube. I came across this interview. It was the most harrowing thing I ever heard. There used to be this porn site called Girls Do Porn, right? And I remember hearing about it because I saw this documentary years ago, right? And the guy running it says, look, we just have unlimited girls come in. Basically what it was, they put an ad out and say, come and make a porn movie, we'll pay you. And they come and they do, and they have these little introductions. They go, hi, I'm happy to be here. And everybody seemed okay with it, right? Everybody seemed okay with it. So then this interview was what really happened. It was horrendous. Like, these girls get taken out there. They don't know if they're really terrified for their lives at one point. Then they're coerced into they say, there's a whole scam. They said, oh, we can't do the fashion shoot for you. You don't look good enough. The boss is mad. Let's do this one instead, because otherwise we're going to sue you for the money we paid you to come out here. And they had their passports or whatever, and there was like these big men blocking their way out the room. They basically had no choice, right? And it's, again, the most disturbing thing the people who did it. One of them's in jail for 20 years now. The other one was just arrested. But my point is this. The only reason that scam worked, right? Oh, no, and the worst thing of it, right? I think that really, I think it was disgusting, right? Really disgusting, was that they said, oh, no, nobody's ever going to see it. This is going to Asia on DVD. No one ever, you know, is going to see it. And as soon as they edited it together, they put it free online, and they targeted their family and friends and school and workplace, and just and destroyed these poor women's lives, right? It was disgusting beyond disgusting. But the only reason that that scam could possibly have worked is because we groomed ourselves into saying that sex outside of marriage is something that's going to bring us happiness. And I don't think it is, right? I'm looking at, and look, don't get me wrong, I'm a horny person, right? I'm a horny person. But I just don't think these sexual morals are going to bring happiness, which is the bottom line. And I think Russell is very, very, very caught up in these sexual morals of the day, not particularly to anybody's benefit, right? So we have that going on. That's well, yeah, let's hear and be all happy and optimistic about everything. Letter from the showrunner. Rusty Davies looks forward to new episodes of Doctor Who and pauses for a moment of reflection. So I was looking forward to it, but my God, everything is about representation right now. I see nothing about story, right? I really don't. I mean, I'm not going to like judge anything that I haven't seen, but boy, it's not looking good, Russell, right? It's really not looking like this season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds I was saying was garbage. And it looked like it was going to be garbage coming in, and it really filled all my worst fears. I'm worried this is going the same way. I'm genuinely worried it's going the same way. 5 months to go! Oh, how marvellous. And the Doctor Who factory is steaming, rattling, thundering ahead. Whoop, whoop. And again, yeah, I want to like Rusty Davies. This is also happy and optimistic. I like this stuff. We're at the peak output right now. All 5 blocks in production with 8 regular episodes plus 4 specials in varying states of readiness. Not one of them completed yet. Special 1 Star Beast is almost finished. Music done, tick. Grade done, tick. FX done, tick. But we haven't finished the title sequence yet. Whoa! Again, Russell, you have such an incredible ability to get me excited. Much like that drag queen in the gay club with you. While at the other end of production, episode 8, which contains the words Kingdom Golden Tigella, I have no idea what Tigella means. Is that like Nutella? Hasn't had a single shot yet. Okay. And there isn't time to pause. As we leap into 2025 season, again, assuming Disney Plus is still there, I think. Right now, 4 scripts are being written simultaneously, including this one right here in front of me. Is he the sole script writer, you think? I don't know. Which you won't see until the year after next. It contains the words garden, firmament, and diploma. Again, I do like it when he does that. And yet, there's time to pause, like a little bit, like that bit on the roller coaster when you pause gently at the top before plunging. Okay. Back down screaming in abject terror. And again, I think abject terror is something that Russell Davies is in right now, because Disney's looking really, really wobbly, right? Apparently their movies have lost 900 million over the last year. That's not a good year. That's not good. Why? Because they're all leaping into this like sexual mores of the day, which most people don't agree with. I'm sorry, but most people just don't. Most people don't think it brings you happiness. That's really the bottom line. Gently at the top before plunging back down screaming in abject terror. So this is a little moment to stop, look around and admire the view and say OMG, episode 3 is so good, and even look back for a moment. Okay, so nice idea. March 2023 passed me by in a blizzard of work. Now, was that when Jinx wasn't announced in March, was it? I mean, that's when everything started to go pear-shaped. It was, I think, around then. But I know lots of people mark the anniversary on the 26th of... what's that? Go back to page. Okay, there you go. There you go. Many will mark the anniversary date of Rose. I don't. I mean, like, don't get me... I mean, I was very happy Doctor Who was back, but, yeah, no. It was first shown on TV in 2005 when Doctor Who came crashing back into our lives with Graham Norton bleeding into it, as I recall. There were many happy memories of that day. Well, nobody expected to be as popular and successful as it was, which was huge. But one particular message meets me, and I think it's lovely. A disclaimer first. I don't read DMs. My only form of social media is Instagram. I've got a Twitter account somewhere, which was set up for the Doctor Who tweet-alongs in lockdown. Good for you, mate. But I can't even remember how to access it. So Instagram it is, and I don't like to make the page private because I like a hurly-burly out there. Really, Russell? You didn't like the hurly-burly when somebody criticised you and told them to fuck off. Do you remember that? Yeah, that didn't come out so well. Out there through time and transmission. We will see how long it lasts. But the DMs are impossible. In my job, DMs are possible in my job. So many of them I open. I have a request from strangers once in a while, but only in my eyebrows. Only when my eyebrows are bothering me, because the white hot ferocity of the DM scorches them right off. Okay. Raw goes the furthest, screams at me, slam goes the door, and I say again, Russell, you're so bloody personable. I can't help but like you. That's the thing. I just can't, because you are. Scream goes to me, slam goes the door, and I seal them off for another year, and I get a quick glimpse of a message saying, bring back Nissa, usually accompanied with a curious aphorism, Doctor Who is all about change. It's not, is it? It's really not. Which is a funny thing to say about the 60-year-old show, but there you go. Slam, close, no more. So I know a lot of messages go unread, and I'm sorry about that. Well, what can you do? I mean, like, I can't. Look, I'll complain about what I can complain about. Certainly not that. But hey, if I started to read them, you'd only get 10 minutes of Doctor Who a year, if you're lucky, right? However, a mate of mine bounced across a message that he sent me because he thought I'd love to read it, right? So it was from a viewer who said, this March 26th, he had given permission to be reproduced here. So he said, okay, the message was, I love Rose, but I really love the burping bit. I actually do too, right? People hated that, but I really don't. You know what I loved about the burping bin? It was aimed solely at kids, right? It was aimed squarely, solely at kids, and I think it was very successful, right? And it set the tone for the new series as a great again, I really liked it. I think it really worked. If you hated it, it's okay. You do you, mate, right? But I think it really worked. When I was at primary school, I was a lonely child. The best thing, the message. So burping bin was the best thing in the world. When I was at primary school, I was a lonely child. I didn't have any friends. It sounds like an exaggeration, but I never had any friends at all. Well, okay, let's not look into that. We had this friendship bench at school where you would sit basically to encourage other people to be friends with. Oh man, that sounds good. Which might sound more like a humiliation bench. It does. It absolutely does. But my mum encouraged me to sit on the bench because she was worried about me. So I sat, at it for weeks alone. Yeah, that sounds like what would happen. Then the Monday after Rose, I sat on it, and a kid came over to me and started talking to me. And I remember it so vividly. It was almost in sync. We asked each other, we saw the program with a burping bin on Saturday night, and we all laughed at it so much. Brilliant! Right? Okay, this is why I love Rusty Davies, right? This is why I love that. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I have a lot to thank Doctor Who for, but specifically I wanted to thank you for that silly burping bin and, in a funny way, my first friend. Blimey. Good old Doctor Who. All right, pulls over. Here comes the roller, goes plunging down. Wow, OMG! It's a flume splash. Come on, 5 months to go. So yeah, listen, I understand. Look, Russell the Illustrator is a very humanistic person that wants everybody to be happy, right? And I just think he's been sold this false bill of goods that that there is any happiness in this things. He's been like, embracing your transgenderism. I don't think this is going to work out, bring happiness for people. I don't, right? It really bothers me. And I'm not. It's not from a hateful way. I'm really not. I mean, like, if that what brings you fulfillment in life, but I don't think it is, right? I don't think I'm a Bible thumping weirdo, but I happen to think the things in the Old Testament, right? The values of the Old Testament are things that bring you genuine happiness, like honesty, fidelity, integrity. Those things bring charity. Those forgiveness. Those things bring real, genuine happiness, and I don't think they're represented in the lifestyle that Rusty Davies is very much committed to, right? I just don't. And I think he's coming from a good place, but the trouble is, I think the rest of the world has seen what's going on and had enough. So I mentioned Disney's in dire financial strait. So financial analysts speculate that Walt Disney Company has lost nearly $900 million at the box office just in the past year. Right, with all their trash, right? They just had this non-binary Pixar movie open up, worst opening they've ever had, right? Worst opening they ever had. So we got this rumor also going on from Doomcock, and a lot of you don't like the Doomcock rumors. I do. I think he was right about Indiana Jones, right? I do think Phoebe Waller-Bridge was shot to replace Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, and they reshot it because they realized how awfully it was going to tank. I genuinely believe that was going to happen, right? And I would love to see that cut of it. Oh, same thing with James Bond. I think Die Another Day. Is it Die Another Day? Or no Time to Die. What's better? Die Another Day, No Time to Die. I don't know. No Time to Die ended with a gun barrel sequence with Lashana Lynch, right? And I think they cut that out. So this is a Doomcock rumor, right? Leslie Headland fired, Acolyte shelved. Now, there's just been a non-binary or a trans actor cast as a major character in it. That came out at the same time, right? As this story, which is true. I tend to believe this one more, right? I tend to believe this one more. Pop culture breakdown tonight. We've already had. Wait a second. Is this it? So apparently she's been fired for the acolyte's been shelved, according to Karma Pasha's source Sparrow. This coincides with amazing reports sent to me 2 days ago from Hollywood spies about the acolyte production being in shambles. And while my Hollywood spies have said nothing about Hedlund being fired, they did provide rumours from a source claiming knowledge of the situation that indeed the production was allegedly out of money and stumbling around trying to save itself. Well, it looked like they failed. Here's the breaking news. It's interesting, but also the other part of the rumor is that they're closing this down to sell Lucasfilm because they need to make a payment for Hulu of like $7 billion, I think, and they don't have it. Right? They do not have it. What is this going to mean for Doctor Who? I think Rusty Davies is shitting himself, frankly. Right? Because I think this went down because of their not-so-secret gay agenda, which is what they say. And it's not gay. I want to be clear. This is not gay people. This is like weirdo LGBTQIA queer alliance. Gay people are normal, right? These people are not. So, sinking into that, let's look at the very first face of this new era of Doctor Who, right? After we got all built up by Rusty Davies. The voice of doom. Now, again, such an incredibly disingenuous person, Suze Kempner, right? Clearly, look, using her sexuality to sell us. Now, like, your tits are out, darling, and yeah, they're out on purpose, and you're wearing a skin-tight costume, right? You got your makeup on. You're using that to get views, right? And at the same time, you're a feminist. No, you're you are a hypocrite, I think is the word we're after, right? And a rather hateful one at that. So that's she is the face of doom. Suze Kempner plays the assassin central to Doomsday Sock, and she's so shit in it. What's this thing called? The Deadly Assassin, the voice of doom, right? So she tells Jason Arnold what it's like to take on such a killer role. No one gives a shit. That's the really thing. No one gives a... They're more interested in your tits than they are this. And there's a lot better tits out there, darling. May I tell you? Given that she's playing the universe's greatest assassin, based on what? Okay? Like, this is such 2023 writing. Didn't set up a character in any way, just says she's the bestest ever, and you better believe it. Oh, you're a bigot. Yeah. So it's disarmingly cheerful when she logs into her video chat. Hello, she beams with a broad smile on her face. Well, you know, she's getting, you know, national coverage or international coverage. Obviously, taking on the role is an incredibly daunting. What with Doctor Who being a huge global BBC institution, you couldn't give a shit about Doctor Who. I do feel a huge responsibility. No, you don't, right? God, literally everything in this interview is going to be a lie. And that can never be taken... Well, I'm part of the Doctor Who universe now, and that can never be taken away. Yes, it can. Jodie Whittaker said the same thing. Watch this space. It's absolutely amazing. It's amazing that somebody thought this was in any way financially viable. That is true. Back in March, oh yeah, that's when everything went pear-shaped, right? The actor and comedian was announced as the star of BBC Studios' Transmedia Spectacular, which no one gives a shit about, right? One more time. No one gives a shit about. Playing Doom. As a teenager, I wanted to be Tomb Raider character Lara Croft. But now I get to do one better because Doom travels through time and space. Lara Croft is basically stuck in one linear narrative. Again, Lara Croft was essentially a wank material for gamers. Let's just be clear, right? And they're placing it in some kind of like fun setting, Indiana Jonesy setting. Doomsday will play out across 24 hours of Doom's life that nobody cares about, right? As she tries to save her own neck by tracking down the Doctor. None of this makes sense, right? I'm being stalked by death. Literal death. What does that mean? We've never seen that in Doctor Who before. What, are you suddenly moved into Harry Potter? And even that has more internal consistency. The reason Doom is the universe's greatest assassin, Suze notes, is when you meet her, she seems very unassuming, very jocular and jovial. Oh, that explains it then. And frankly, I've read the introduction and I've seen everything about you. Nothing seems jocular and jovial. You seem like a cunt, okay? That's basically... And I think, you know, here's the thing. You can't really hide true nature no matter how good an actor you are. Like, Gillian Anderson played Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher, the most anti-sexy woman ever in the universe. Played by Gillian Anderson, who looked and sounded like Margaret Thatcher. I wanted to bang her. I don't understand why. But I just did. You can't turn that off. Similarly, you cannot turn off the cunt switch, apparently, on Suze Kempner. Having been born in 1985, too early to enjoy the original series, Suze's earliest... that really is a joy to play. I missed that line, sorry. Having born in 85, way too young for the original series, Suze's earliest Doctor Who memory was the 96 movie, so she was 11, starring Paul McGann. That was a massive event in our house because my parents loved Doctor Who. God, they must be ashamed about this. I was totally mesmerised by the movie. Everyone at school had watched it over the weekend as well. Yeah, but it didn't do well enough in America. It went up against Roseanne. I've always wanted Big Finish to do a box set of what a Paul McGann American Doctor Who TV show would have been like, right? 42-minute episodes, ad breaks at the right time, very, very structured and formulaic, following the Leakley Bible. Would have loved that. Give me a year, I'll make it in an AI for you. My parents loved it. Everyone's got to watch it over the weekend, so we all talked about it on Monday. Then, 10 years later, Rusty Davies relaunched it, and I felt like I was 11 again. My university flatmate was a huge Who head. Oh, God. So there was a real buzz as we watched that first series. After dabbling with childhood notions of being an Olympic showjunner and a gymnast, again, nothing too ambitious, I decided to be a hateful political comedian and a bigot. Well done. It's glad to... Again, what is this acting choice? Why? Well, if I saw this and I didn't have Doctor Who on it at all, would anybody in any way try and connect this to Doctor Who? No, not even in the slightest, right? Not even in the slightest. She deadpans. The 15-year-old Sue settled on acting as her dream job. Having earned a scriptwriting degree at university, she studied musical theatre at the Royal Academy of Music. She decided to try stand-up comedy. I went for some open mic night, she said. That was early in 2009. And it just didn't work then, because there weren't all the Nazis and bigots everywhere that I could be tracked to spew about all the time! But then Donald Trump came and everything made it better. And Brexit. And I no longer appear just to try and stand up. I'm now stuck in it. Suze's CV has bloomed ever since, whether acting in Audible Spectacular The Day the Earth Didn't Die, not interested, blazing a trail as a stand-up comic, or publishing comedy YouTube videos, and that's why she got the job. Have a look at her channel. Olivia Newton-John Xanadu will never be the same again. It's all about bigotry and hatred, right? This is a political bigot and a very hateful person. It's kind of like people call Jim Davison a bigot comedian, right? He makes fun of a bigotry, and I don't think he does. She's 100 times more. In fact, could you imagine all the wokies at Doctor Who magazine and in the Doctor Who world if they cast Jim Davison to be Doom? Firstly, it probably would have been a lot better, right? Oh, I would have loved that. Yeah, again, what's your problem? I understand. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. They're all so full of shit. They just are. What's the common ground between acting and stand-up comedy? There's so much instinct involved in both. You've got terrible food. Well, your instincts are terrible. She says, with stand-up, you really have to literally keep your wits about you. No, you just have to know to insult people well, right? To put them down, and that's what you do, right? And God, did you have your ass handed to you when you tried to do that on Twitter with Doctor Who fans? Then you go to act, and you don't have to second guess yourself. You trust your instincts and guaranteed a better performance. I've seen your trailer, darling. It wasn't very good. Self-deprecating. How is she self-deprecating? She's just building herself. Oh no, I'm very good at acting. How is she self-deprecating at all? Suze rejects the idea that stand-up comics are brave. I do think egomania drives people to stand up. Well, that's probably true, right? Choosing this profession says terrible things about you. You are a terrible person. Finally, we found some common ground. Good for you, darling. Good for you. Look and listen to what I have to say.
Was it? And if you don't laugh, I'll obviously assume you're wrong because I wrote it and I thought it was funny. You're not funny. You're a hateful cunt. Having said that, I'm lower middle class. Oh, don't think I'm privileged. Oh, no. Oh, no. Although she's got a few paragraphs without mentioning how she's, like, obsessed with trans people. OMG, I'm really sorry. I'm low middle class. My default is OMG, I'm really sorry. About what? What I like about doing stand-up is I get to be completely myself. Yes, a miserable cunt. That's true. And show people exactly who I am. Yes, a hateful, miserable cunt. Yes, we've seen it. We've seen it, darling. Yes, a hateful, miserable cunt is the face of Tzvi Davies' new Doctor Who. How marvellous. God, she's awful. Where is this? Bit of performance. Where was it? Choosing this profession. Look and listen. I wrote. Fine. I lost my place there. There we go. And fine. So acting. Well, I've lost my place completely. Okay. Having said that, I'm lower middle class. So my fault is OMG. I'm so sorry. Oh God, you should be. What I like about doing stand, I get to be complete myself, and show people exactly how I am. Yes, hateful bigot cunt. And then with acting, I love finding bits of myself that I can bring to character. Yes, you made Doom a hateful idiot bigot cunt. Right? Yeah, I see that. Doctor Who can't wait to help you, I'm sure. Which bits of themselves does she bring into Doom? People I know tell me I seem very unassuming in person. What? Again, I've interacted with you. You're not unassuming. You're in-your-face, hateful bigot cunt, right? And then suddenly, and then they suddenly realize there's loads of fire. I'm very political. You're a moron. I have to tell you, your take on politics is beyond infantile moronic, right? And I'm not saying, oh, left-wing things are bad. No, if you think that Labour, is any better than the Tories, you are out your fucking mind, darling. Right? You are out your... Don't get me wrong. Tories are complete useless cunts. 100%, right? 100%. Completely owned by corporations, right? Well, you don't think Labour is... look, let me just remind you. Jeremy Corbyn is an anti-Semite, right? He is a bigot. He is openly anti-Semitic. He drove the party, drove Labour to the worst point they've ever been. You know how badly Jeremy Corbyn did? He lost against Boris fucking Johnson. That bloviating moron, right? He lost to Boris Johnson massively. Why? Because he was an idiot socialist and a bigot cunt, right? Just like you. So your political stylings aren't really the smartest in the world, my dear, right? Again, your boobs are still the best part of you, all right? Do you love me for my mind? No, your mind's awful. You should get your tits out, okay? I'm very political. British politics is like a bad boyfriend. I can't quit. Yes. Trump, Brexit, Trump, LGBTQI, Trump. Yes, we know that's what's going on in your head. Yes, that's very obvious. And that's the only reason got the job, right? But that's because I'm fiercely on the side of moral justice. You are fucking not. You couldn't give a damn about Muslims. You couldn't give a damn about Christians, right? You couldn't give a damn about anybody who doesn't give you the accolades that you want. I don't believe it for a moral justice. This is what happens when women get old without having children. I hate to be telling you this, but yes. This is exactly what happens. As somebody that's plagued with self-doubt, and you should be, there's a lot you should doubt, it's nice to have one thing that I'm sure about. That's why you cling to it so hard, even though it's completely insane. Doom's own morality is quite ambiguous. No, she's a murderer. There's nothing ambiguous about it. She's a bad person, right? And she's a callous murderer as well, and she's a selfish callous murderer, right? Again, I've read the intro story. And I love that she can be quite cantankerous. No, again, she's a very immoral person, right? Her mind works in 1,000,000 miles a minute. Really, she seems like a moron to me. So when somebody doesn't quite keep up, either physically or mentally, she'll voice her frustration. Oh, you're not frustrated. Oh, that must be where you got the stupid expression of it. Are you frustrated, darling? Oh, I'm so frustrated. Oh, I am. I'm frustrated. No. I mean, look at this shit trailer.
Look at that idiot acting choice. Like, what? If you didn't put Doctor Who on that, would you have any idea at all this is connected to Doctor Who? Has Tuesday had about that much experience on social media experience? You had your ass handed to you over and over and over again. I remember John Dorney jumping to your fence and said, "Oh, you Screed, you attacking Jesus Kempner. You're going to lose." And she said, no, she attacked us and she lost over and over and over again in the most, just the most humiliating way possible. I offered her to come on this channel, right, and say, "Okay, look, if, you can come and talk it out if you want." And she's like, "Well, of course, what time?" And of course, she didn't show up. She says, "I'm not going to go there just for you to call me shit." I'm like, that was, so I said, that's like what you may have done, because I think she's an immoral person. I would have had an open conversation with you and treated you with respect. No, she can't do that because she's not a good person.
The other reception's been really lovely. You blocked 100 people after being roasted royally over and over again and having your ass handed to you. You're a masochist? Okay, you're into that then. Okay, whatever you like, baby. Even in the first week after the announcement, people showed up at gigs wanting to be assigned pictures of Doom that they printed themselves. What, both of them? It never felt intrusive anyway. Because it didn't feel intrusive. Nobody gives a fuck about you, you idiot cunt. Really? Really? Yeah, weirdly enough, I don't feel intruded upon by Scarlett Johansson and Gal Gadot. I don't. Weird, because I think about them a lot. Actually, more Scarlett Johansson than Gal Gadot. And when I say Scarlett Johansson, I'm talking 1998 Scarlett Johansson. I don't know how old she is. I'm talking, what's that movie? The Island, Scarlett Johansson. Prime Scarlett Johansson, if I may say so. Or Iron Man 2 Scarlett Johansson. We'll go, that's the range of the great Scarlett Johansson. It felt intrusive. Nobody being interested in anything I did as I turned out to be anti-Viagra for sales didn't feel intrusive at all. Well, that's good for them. Or anything like that. For the most part, I felt very embraced. Well, that's after you blocked everybody who said you're useless. Okay, fine. By the Who fandom. And that's really kind. Everybody hated your trailer and took the piss out of you. Right? Everybody, even people on your side of the aisle, right? They were like, "What is this shit?" Right? What's the name of that guy? Some guy made a piss take of it, and we all liked it. And then he noticed that people who are on the wrong side of history, this idiot kid that he was, were liking. It's like, "Oh no, I'm one of the toxic people." Yes, you are one of the toxic people, mate. Anyway, everybody ripped the piss out of you relentlessly, right? There was no support other from like sycophants going, "Oh, dudes." Sue's fans liked you, right? But not real people. So how does Suze become the deadly assassin? Oh, deadly assassin, I should say. I believe when the BBC students were discussing who should play Paydu, my name came up. Yes, was that in the same meeting that Anheuser-Busch had the idea to get Dylan Mulvaney to sponsor them, put them on the cans, right? Is it that kind of great thinking, or the other great thinking that Target had when they had massive displays for underage bathing suits where you could tuck your junk away so you could pretend to be trans when you're 6, right? How do those work out? Oh yes, complete destruction. By the way, how's the wokeness working out for Disney? 900 million loss just this year. Just this year. All but Stunning and Brave. You're going to do great. Okay. Apparently, they've seen a bunch of my videos and they've gone quite viral on Twitter. My agent rang me up and said, "Hey, I've just had this come in. Do you want to do it?" God, I would love to see. You know how the Anheuser-Busch advertising person who came up with the Dylan Mulvaney idea, they put their video out explaining themselves. Wouldn't you love to see that? Oh my God, wouldn't you love to see that? I kept saying, when do I have to audition? And they said, and he said, and he had to say about 3 days, no, the offer's there. Didn't even audition. And look how shit it turned out, right? Look how shit it turned out, and look how badly it's coming out. And you know what? If it's not working out bad, let's see the fucking sales figures, right? Okay, really? Guess not. That was ridiculous. I felt like Tom Hanks. What, when he went to Pedophile Island or another time? I kept expecting it all to fall through. Yeah. I would expect sanity to prevail as well. And all of a sudden, I was in a costume fitting and recording some audiobooks. Oh, heaven to Betsy. And yes, Suze is the reader of 2 of the 4 Doomsday audiobooks. She's not even reading all of them! Fuck me! Really? Really? Unbelievable. I can tell you that I've met a doctor, and it was exciting. Suze generally revels in all aspects of Doomsday. Well, somebody has to, I guess. I've seen myself drawn as a comic book character. That was shit. I mean, the one in this one, drawn by Russ Leach. Very good. I'm very glad he had the work, right? That's the only thing I like about Doomsday. Russ Leach got about, 20, 30 pages of artwork. Good for him, mate. I've seen myself as a comic character, and that's amazing, says the narcissist. Seeing myself drawn for the first time, it was really weird because I'm not used to people drawing pictures of me. Really? Why would that be? And I'm really looking forward to recording the plays for Big Finish. God, release the sales figures for your Big Finish plays, right? If you're so fucking confident, right? Who have such an incredible pedigree, which you are destroying, darling. Again. What? Like what? What makes you go look at this and go, oh yeah, we need her for Doctor Who. Oh yeah, this could only work. I don't yet know who'll be acting there with me. Okay, but I'm definitely going to be starstruck. I'm sure my imposter syndrome will skyrocket. Yes, imposter syndrome is when people feel they are propelled to spaces where they have no right to be. Yes, your what's it called? Imposter syndrome is very, very, very well deserved. The mobile game elements of Doomsday are also close to Doom's heart. With her current stand-up tour, PlayStation rounds off a trilogy of shows with her affinity for video games. If my 8-year-old, if 8-year-old me had seen herself as a character in a video game, her brain would have burst. Okay, so it's pretty amazing. Let's see it. 30 years on, I was blown away by the character design. What, like what? This character design? That looks insanely shit. Okay. 1 second. Let me finish this. I will see if there's a picture of the character design. Sue sincerely hopes the audience will love both Doom and her epic debutelle. No, debutelle? You're never coming back, darling. Debutelle. Forget it. No, nobody cares. Nobody likes you. You're not selling it. Nobody's buying it. Fuck off. Right? And, nobody's buying it. And they say that for things that are actually good if we're coming out from Big Finish right now. Or not, at least not as insanely shit as this. Susan's audio, debutelle. That would be really great. We all hate it. If people are like, oh yeah, you are in Doomsday. I love that. No one's going to say that. Never. Some kids at Doctor Who fan club in Texas, age 7 or 8, recorded a video message saying, hi, Doom. They're children. Yes, they're easy to fool. Hi, Doom. We can't wait to see you in Doomsday. Okay, are these 7 or 8-year-olds going to buy the products? No, because they don't have fucking money. That was lovely because it occurred to me that little kids will be loving this. No one is. But I guess the Sarah Jane adventures really appeal to children. Well, that's the idea. As a sort of doorway to Doctor Who. And I love it Doomsday could achieve that, some of that too. It never will. And you want Doomsday to be a doorway to Sue's fucking Kempner, not for Doctor Who. Do we have a picture of her design, her video game design? Doesn't look like it. Because nobody cares, mate, right? Nobody cares. What an egg. What a giant egg. The first face of the new era Doctor Who, Rusty Davies. Mate. I'm holding out until I see what you put in front of us, right? I'm holding out. And I'm not entirely confident I am going to see what you're putting in front of us, right? Because of the financial situation at Disney. But if it's anything less than awesome, right? The best Doctor Who ever, you're up shit creek in a way that
I don't think many people have been before, and Doctor Who as well, right? Thankfully, we live in an age of AI, and a year from now, we'll be making our own Doctor Who. We won't have to put up with garbage like this, and we might actually have some good Doctor Who, some innovative Doctor Who that's not spewing hatred of anybody who's politically different. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, Doctor Who that's intelligent and entertaining. Again, haven't seen that for years and years and years. I can't wait to see if that comes back. Who knows or dares to dream? Join me on Sunday night. We will be doing a deep dive into the different bits of Doomsday. And as long as I can do it before shooting myself in the face or shoving my fist up my arse to detract from the pain of watching this dire bollocks, right? That's going to be happening on Sunday night. So join me then. Saturday night, we're going to get AI Colin Baker reading Millennial Rights. We are looking forward to this happening. Join me on my channel. I'm going to try and put in that content every day. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.